Hello everybody, my name's Bobby Boy, and welcome to another Incredibox mod review. I decided that I need to start doing more of these because, as an Incredibox mod creator, we're kind of lacking on videos too, actually. So I'm just going to do some Incredibox mod reviews. So I'm going to probably do one tomorrow if I'm not busy with schoolwork and stuff, but we have Incredibox nifẹ irora, I think. I'm sorry if I butchered that name, but I haven't seen this mod before. It's made by GamerXD 1010. So I hope he did something. Here we go. Okay, solid beat, but I don't like the reverb on that. There's way too much reverb on that kick. I'll be honest. Completely honest. And the animation is kind of weird. But, anyways. Pretty nice beat. Pretty much similar to beat 1. Again, too much reverb on the beat, so it kind of makes it sound weird. But at least the animation is a little bit more in sync with than the other one. Not my favorite beat. Should have been just a regular ticking, to be honest. Based on this mod, obviously. Also, once again, I feel like this is going to be a big theme. There's just way too much reverb in these beats. I'm just being honest. Anyways, next one. Not a big fan of that beat in general. And also, maybe just because it's slower than other beats I've noticed. And also, way too much reverb, so like, also kind of sounds weird. Not my favorite beat so far. I like the side angle on that beat right there. I really like the side angle. And that gives a nice perspective. I always kind of like, the other angles you could put on Polos or other characters. Makes them more dynamic. Once again, a little bit too much reverb, but breakcore beat is pretty nice. Now we could put them all together. Let's put them all together real quick. See how they sound. Surprisingly, the reverb didn't ruin that. But then again, I'm just not a big fan of the reverb on beats. I feel like the beats should be more pronounced and strong compared to just reverb. Unless you're making like a horror mod that doesn't really involve music, then go ahead. But like, I'm not really sure about the beats that much. Alright, time to move on to the effects. I'm starving. I am too, don't worry. but the chromatic scale is the bass. Okay, pretty nice. I like how girthy it was. Pretty nice bass. Also, kind of like the little cell in the mouth. It kind of makes a little bit more sense that there'd be a bass. Though, I'll see what I won't judge yet. But like the chromatic scale as a bass, then ugh, not really a good sign. I'm confused on that one. I'm not sure that will work very well. I'm not too sure about that. I think it was also kind of another. I heard a bassy undertone to that, so maybe it's just. I'll give it a chance, but I don't think that'll really work that well. Oh, so we got a girl having a spasm apparently, and 80 square lead. I can tell that what instrument it is, but I'll give this a chance. I mean, sure. Once we put these effects together, we can see how this rest of the model should hold up. Oh, I like that guy a lot. Oh yeah, I like that guy's sound a lot. I like the rhythm to that. Pretty interesting. I think he's like another bass. Oh, I noticed that all of these effects could be used as basses, except for like E3. Like that was also kind of had a bassy undertone to it. But that one I did like that rhythm to it. Okay. More of a melody than an effect, but I won't like take points off for that. I also really like the rhythm. I really like the animation. The animation is like really smooth for that one for some reason. I like that one. Let's try it. Okay, this is the real test to see if this mod actually would sound good. I'm gonna put every effect up here now. Oh no. Oh no, I was right. None of these work together. Oh god. They sound good by themselves, but when in like together, they do not sound good at all. They very much clash together in a very not good way. I'm sorry, but like so far that probably dropped the mod down to like a D tier, C to D tier at most. Oh god, that brings a bad. Hopefully the other maybe the melodies carry. I'll give him that. A lot of distortion to the piano, but maybe it works. Then again, hearing the effects all together, I'm not real sure. I did kind of like the melody. It's just kind of repetitive. I'll say that it's repetitive. It was a repetitive melody. Listen to that melody reminded me of being in music class again, because that was pretty much the chromatic scale. And also, I don't even like that melody. It just felt like more creepy than musical. And like, I feel like I would hear that in like an analog horror. So, I'm starting to get a pattern. The beats are reverbed. The effects are like mixed. The melodies are like overdriven to no end. Like, that string would have sounded good if you just added reverb to it. Not only that, it also kind of hurt my ears because how much overdrive was in it, like Beat Crush or whatever it was. But like that, it's just I did not like that at all. I'm sorry, that kind of hurt my ears. I like the animation. That's pretty nice, pretty smooth. I guess it's a good melody. Also kind of generic, if I could say. I mean, like, sure, I'm always fine with, like, generic kind of melodies as long as they're like, interesting. You do something interesting. That one is just, like, it's just probably the main melody, maybe. Also, the only thing I can really say about it is I like the animation. Okay, this was probably the best melody so far. Nice, interesting rhythm. Still a little hard on the overdrive. Like, maybe, like, tone the overdrive down a little bit for these melodies. I want, like, a clear melody. Like, I want to hear that. Not just something overdriven to no end, so like, it hurts my ears, and it doesn't really sound that good. You can only have so much overdrive before it just sounds like a mess. But this is probably my favorite melody. I'm scared to see what these melodies have to show, or like here. I'm scared of what I might have to like actually turn down my volume. Okay, okay, it wasn't that bad. Also, they do not really mesh well together. Also, I mean, they actually do mesh well way more than the effects are just messy. These ones are actually kinda good. I'll say that. They're kinda good. I'm not sure how they will go with effects though. Okay, so I'm assuming that's the creator himself. Um, is that even a voice? That sounds more like a brass or like a deep synth more than a voice. Maybe I'm wrong, but that did not sound like a voice in the slightest. I don't judge. That guy must not be having a good time. He's just getting warmed up, you know. But in serious notes, that maybe I'm not too sure. I'm really not. Doesn't really fit with the music. Oh, so maniacal laughing. Okay. That's nice, I guess. That's real nice, but let's see what we have in store for voice 4. Pretty nice choir. Once again, really overdriven for no reason. Like, that would have been really good if it was like more reverb, more like maybe like do the Angelic Tay in BandLab, because I can tell this was made in BandLab. Use the Angelic Tay because I use BandLab a lot. Gives you a nice clean sound, and maybe a little bit of overdrive, like the tiniest bit.
Gamer is dead. I don't want to help, but I'm pissed off of what's happening here. Gamer is dead.
Okay. I guess we got lyrics. Then again, it's a AI doing it. Plus, I probably wouldn't use this guy if I even wanted to mix this. I'll try to. But if I realize it's not going to go well, I might just end it quickly. But we do got a bonus here if you guys didn't know that. So, I guess we could put this guy up. No, I'm getting ahead of myself. We got to put these guys up together. Can't wait for this. They kind of mess you up. I mean, you can't even hear that. You can't even hear Voice 5, to be honest. You can't even hear him. So, like, yeah, there's that. Okay, then we got the bonus. Yeah, you can't even hear that guy. Here's the bonus. I'm not really sure what this is gonna be, but here it is. So we got some Little Miss in here. That's lovely, actually. I do love my Little Miss. And it's like really underrated. Okay, so overall, I don't have high hopes for this mix. I'll try anyway, so no, but if it's not good within like the first 2 loops, then I'll stop. Went better than I expected, but still kind of messy. The reverb beats also kind of make it. And also, I just noticed there's a lack of snare in here. There's not really a snare in here that like goes with the first beat. So there's that. Plus, other than it being kind of messy, it's also kind of loud. Overall, I'll give this mod like a 6.8. I like the custom polo designs. I like some of these designs, not really sure. I like the animations. It's just I just don't really like the effects you put on some of these sounds, and also don't. They also some of these sounds are also off key. But so if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. And if you have any of the mods for me to review, then comment down. And I'll see you in the next video.